Hello there mates, welcome back to my channel. My name's David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and in today's video I want to be talking about the stocks that I'm going to be buying tomorrow because, oh my god, crikey, blimey, bloody hell. It was a crazy day today, guys. It was seriously crazy. Today felt the most like February of any day in March. We had so many opportunities today. I mean, I felt like I was juggling them like one of those dudes in the circus. What are they called? Jugglers? I guess they're called jugglers. It was crazy, guys. I think I finished the day up around $7,500. I won't know till tomorrow because Fidelity chose my best ticker to decide to not tell me my profits on. But before it started doing that, it was at about $3,000. The rest of my stocks were $4,200 on the day. So I think overall I'm around $7,500. Could be more, could be a little less, but around that area. Absolutely killer day. If you watched my video yesterday, hopefully you banked on those two plays. My two best plays. Number one was MDMP. I'm going to talk about that. It ran another, I don't even know how much it was up today. I think the max was like another 200 or 300% today. And remember, it was 1,100% yesterday. So absolutely insane. Ran from like 1.8 cents all the way up to 92 cents in 2 days. Insane. And then OZSC had the big press release today. I made a bunch of money on that. I'm going to talk about how I played it and how I was able to read it and avoid losing money because there were a lot of shorts on it today. And again, if you watch my videos, hopefully you can recognize them a little more when there's these scary overhead sellers that are just holding the price down, and you can get out with your profits before they slip away and turn into losses. So I'm going to talk about all that stuff today as well as this stuff I'm going to be diving into tomorrow, taking some big positions in. So hopefully this video will help you. You know what I'm trying to say, guys. Hopefully this video will help you. If it does, please, I need a new word. Please make contact with that like button. That's a new one. Haven't said that one yet. And subscribe if you haven't already because I make these videos every single day. And they're helpful. You should make some more money if you watch these videos. All right, let's do it. All right, guys, so I'm here on my laptop, and this is the chart for MDMP. Again, I talked about this in my video yesterday, and I thought it would do one of three things. I thought it would either gap up and run hard all day. I thought it would have a big panic and a nice bounce, or it would fade off all day long and not really do much. And it kind of did two of those things. So it gapped up, and it ran really hard all day long, and then it kind of faded back down with no huge panics, so no insane dip buying opportunities, but you can see here, there's a lot of mini bounces, and this chart, because the range is so wide, these bounces don't look like a lot, but each of these bounces is like 2 or 3 cents, and if you take 10,000 shares, that's $200 or $300, and there's a lot of volatility in here, a lot of opportunities to make money. So I was making money on this stock all day long. I made a lot of money on these rips right here. And then I was dip buying. I lost some money on one of these. I think on this wash right here. I think I lost some money here. Gave back like 500 profit and then made it all back on these dip buys. And then all the way down, guys. All the way down. Just every single time there were candles on this, like 3 or 4 red candles in a row, it would bounce. 3 or 4 red candles in a row would bounce. So every time, if you're aggressive, and you sell in the strength, man, there was a lot of money to be made here. I know we had a lot of people in the Discord banking on it, and I'm just glad to see stocks like this, honestly, because it's so cool to have this type of momentum back in the OTC market. And I felt like it did have a positive impact on the rest of the market. But so many opportunities on this, guys. So many. Again, I wish I could tell you how much I made on this stock. I really don't know. I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll probably post on my Instagram story, so feel free to follow me there if you don't already. But absolutely insane stock, guys. Absolutely insane. And some of you guys were caught off guard by this stock. You did not expect this. You didn't expect it to run this hard. Here's the thing, guys. Nothing surprises me in this market because I've seen pretty much everything. RDAR, this is the last one that I can remember off the top of my head that went absolutely crazy. If I go back to this chart, this is the day I'm talking about. You can see all this volume that came in. Let me actually go here. You can see it a little bit better. I mean, this thing went up in one day. It went from 0.2 of a cent all the way up here. It might have even been less. I mean, it went up like 1,000% a day. Absolutely insane. Yeah, I think this is one day. That's one day. That's why I don't like the 4-hour thing. I don't know how you do this stupid T Ameritrade thing. How does this work? One day. Oh, no. Shoot. All right, I give up, guys. But RDAR was the latest example that I can remember of this type of 1,000% move on an OTC stock. And it just feels like it never, ever ends. Like it showed so much strength. And that's the reason I was willing to chase as much as I was on a stock like this. Now, here's the thing. If I could go back in time, what would I change about it? I would be more aggressive with my sizing because this thing was absolutely going crazy. And if I'd taken more size, I could have had way more profits. I was buying only 10,000 shares of this stock, and I made over $3,000 on it. For perspective, other stocks I traded today, I bought 300,000 shares of it. So if I bought 30,000 shares, I mean, I could have easily had a 5-figure day today. But you have to be careful with stocks like this, guys. You do. You really do. And hopefully, you know, my commentary in the Discord was helpful on this, just to know like how you get in and take the profits without risking a ton of downside. And thankfully, the executions were really good on this stock. But next, what are we expecting from this stock? I guess that's the main thing. So if you look at the chart for RDAR, if you look at the, let me do this chart. Yeah, let me do 1, 1, 1. So you can see right after these big days, it's just a massive red day. Now, I'm not sure if the news on this stock is going to be able to hold it up enough. You know, maybe we have a smaller green day. Maybe it rips past those highs again. I have no idea. I really don't. I'm not trying to call it quits on this stock at all, but it seems like it's the backside of the move for now. So could it still rip over and break through $1? Absolutely. But I think it's a little more unlikely at this point. But, you know, it still closed up a good amount from that 3-cent area. I mean, it still closed up pretty nicely on the day, so we'll have to see where this goes. But again, it's going to be in play, guys. And based on what we've seen, when it's up this much, you know, even if there's no great panics and then quick bounces, it still has these little mini panics that you can still dip by. So definitely look to take advantage of that. And if this keeps running, my God, I'm going to hop back on that momentum train because it felt like it was insurmountable. Absolutely insane. Now, the next stock that I want to talk about is OZSC. And this one was actually really disappointing today, even though I made $3,200 on it. Now, the reason for that is, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see, maybe you can't see. Yeah, let me go over here a little bit more. You can see, right here is when the news came out, obviously. And if you're in the Discord, I was calling this out because in the OZSC Discord, he said he was going to release it around 12 p.m. Eastern time, and he put it out 5 minutes before. So he kind of trolled us. We weren't really ready, but there was a seller, Citadel, CDEL is the market maker ID, who was dumping so many shares of OZSC today. So many shares. So if you're a long-term holder in this stock and you're wondering why it didn't spike more today, it's because of that. And based on what the CEO was saying, it sounds like there's someone who has a lot of warrants for this company. If you don't know what a warrant is, it's essentially an option that a company provides to someone. And this, in this case, apparently it sounds like there's hundreds, potentially hundreds of millions of warrants at like 5 cents. So imagine if some good news is released and it spikes the stock up and you have hundreds of millions of shares at 5 cents. You have no issue selling into these spikes, or you have no issue, you know, holding it down here when people are buying, thinking that it's going to spike up later. So, I mean, it's just absorbed. It's literally an invisible wall you cannot break through. And if you look at your level 2, like I talked about, I made a video solely dedicated to level 2, so go check it out if you haven't already. I talked about the fact that you can recognize these hidden sellers, and I talked about that specifically on OZSC, and we had Vert. Vert was super aggressive for a while. Vert was back today, but Citadel was actually the worst today, and it literally was just crushing the stock, and I don't know how many shares they sold. I mean, tens of millions for sure. Tens of millions of shares they dumped, and they really held it down. Now, here, if you guys are interested in my actual executions, let me see, 11:17 a.m., so that's going to be 11:55. I believe. Yeah, so you can see I was trying to buy some OZSC. I tried to buy 300,000 on the bid right here at 1762, but it never broke down enough. I was hoping for like another dip like this because I knew the news was coming, and it seemed like this was kind of low of the day, so I was trying to get in before the news came to make sure I got executed. Well, I couldn't get executed on the bid, so I ended up chasing, and so I got 51,000 shares. 51,000 shares at 1762. That's at 11:48 a.m. Eastern time. And then I end up actually buying 100,000 on the bid. I mean, on the ask, because Citadel had their 5,000 reserve share. They were literally selling infinite shares. It was like an all-you-can-eat buffet of shares. So if you wanted to buy shares at 1768, you can buy as many as you wanted. So I bought 100,000 at 1768 at 11:53, which turns out it was, you know, right here 2 minutes before that press release came out. And then I was trading MDMP, so I wasn't focused, and I thought it was coming out at 12 exactly. And he kind of trolled us a little bit. He really did. I would have bought a lot more here if I had known that it was coming out, you know, at 11:55. But it is what it is. So I had that. So at this point, I'm sitting on 150,000 shares, and then the press release comes out, and I end up going and I try to buy another 150,000, and I place my order for 19. I placed my order for 19 because I figured there's no way I'm going to get filled if I place it for 18. I'm not going to get filled. And I actually ended up getting 150,000 at 17.95. So I ended up getting filled right here. And then it spikes up all the way up here. That was at 11.55.53. And it keeps going a little bit, but I end up selling 200,000 of those shares at 18.74. 18.74. And I mean, you do the math on that, but you make, you make 1 penny per share on 200,000 shares. That's $2,000, guys. And then I actually add, because it looks like it's going to keep ripping for a little bit. So I add another 100,000 at 18.99. But then I see that it's looking weak, and Citadel is holding it down again from here. And I'm like, all right. So I end up cutting all of my remaining shares. I sold 200,000, got out at 18.93. So I lost a little bit on the remaining that I had. And I got out, right here, right before this massive dip. And then it bounced really quickly. I would have tried to buy that dip, but I couldn't get in. And then it came back down, and I guess I was focused on MDMP and didn't buy this. And ended up running all the way up to 20 cents, which was, I mean, as expected. I expected this to break 20 cents. But here's the thing. Citadel just kept stuffing it down. They just kept dumping shares all day long. And by the end, I actually got filled 50,000 shares remaining because I got filled like right here because I was trying to buy on the bid before. And apparently that order was still active. So I got filled like right here, and I ended up cutting it. I ended up cutting it right here. But it was just crazy. So like it came all the way back down after that news and closed like right near the low of the day, which is crazy, bro. That news was really good. I mean, look at this. 16 proposed facilities, Tesla's Megapack bet. Like there's a lot of good things in this press release. Everything that the CEO talked about is in this press release. And it's pretty cool that he was able to share that with us and we knew in advance. But it's just crazy that these shorts are holding it down this much. And that is part of why I'm so skeptical to be a long-term investor in companies like this, because the share structure is crazy. There's billions of shares, and you never know who has, 2 billion shares. If you go back and look at this chart, look what this price was, guys. I mean, the price was half a penny back here. The price was half a penny. If someone has a billion shares from half a penny, you think they care if they're selling at 17 cents or 20 cents or 30 cents? They don't really care. They're still making a killing. Those market makers don't care, man. And they were holding it down. So very, very frustrating. And I'm kind of disappointed, honestly. But he thinks the warrant issue should be over soon, and he plans on doing more press releases once it seems like it's over. But for now, the price is seriously being held down. So I would be careful, because now that the news is out, the fact that it is not running more after the news is out, if there's still people holding it down and people were expecting the news to push it up, now I feel like there's gonna be a lot of people who are getting sketched out, because there's people who are holding this from 40 cents, from 45 cents. You just got to know that going in, guys. You got to be careful on this stock. A couple other things, a couple other stocks, ENZC, yeah, this one. I mean, wow, had a nice morning panic again. I just didn't get filled, and I want to talk about this too, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place today, but I started off today negative 500. And you guys heard me in the Discord. Like, I started today negative. I missed my fill on ENZC. It would have been 3 days in a row, panic dip buying ENZC out of the gate. Hopefully some of you guys who watched my video yesterday and the day before nailed this one, because I didn't get the fill. Didn't get the fill that I wanted on this one. Went on to have a crazy run, just absolute crazy run. So this is always a stock that you want to be watching. But I started off negative because TSNPD, this one tanked out of the gate, and I dip bought it, and then it tanked some more. And I ended up taking a couple $100 loss here. And just kind of frustrating. What else did we have going on today? Those were my two losses. ENZC, I lost 25. TSNPD, overall, I lost $350. And you can see here, actually, I want to talk about this as well. Another hidden seller right at 3. Right at 3. I mean, there was so much buying at 3. I bought 10,000 shares at 3, thinking it was going to break through. Because I swear I've never seen that much buying. I mean, it was just straight green prints for days. A ton of volume, just whacking on the ask. Slapping that ask, and it could not break through. So I ended up cutting at 299.5, and I lost $50 there on 10,000 shares. But just crazy, guys. You got to recognize these hidden sellers. It's definitely a skill. Like, it literally cannot break over this level at all. Like, this 3 area, it cannot break it. It cannot break it. So you got to learn to recognize that. I'm not sure what's going to happen on this one either. I'm really not sure. AABB, I mean, $650 on this one. Definitely had some nice bounces. I think I nailed this bounce. And then there was one of these pullbacks that I nailed. Might have been this one right here. Sometimes you can just flip the spread for a lot on this, guys. Flipping the spread works too. And I think I've talked about how you do that before. But again, if there's like a half a cent spread, and you see like it suddenly dips from say 14.5 all the way down to 14, if you can get in at 14.01 and they're still selling, and then it starts to bounce back up and you can sell on the ask, you just flipped it. If you bought 10,000 shares at 14.01 and you sell it at 14.49, that's 48 bucks. Like that. If you do it with more size, it's more money. So definitely like that strategy. Definitely look to do that. Let's see what else. DMAN. This one went insane, guys. OTCs, I mean, I feel like they're going insane. And this is one that I added to my watch list. But it's just another one you want to have. You want to have on there. VBHI. I actually tweeted this one out. This one, it felt like it was a sympathy play for MDMP. This one started squeezing. I thought this one was going to 20 cents in one day as well, because it started from pretty similar area, you know, mid 1 cent area. So this is another one to have on your watch list. This could definitely keep squeezing tomorrow. It's still closed up, you know, multiple 100% on the day. So definitely want to keep watching this one. And if these OTCs keep running, man, oof. And it's nice to get some new tickers. I think that's another thing that I want to talk about. Like, I've been I've been talking about OZSC, TSNDP, ALYI, AITX, all those. I've been talking about those every single day, guys. And I mean, there's opportunities every day, but some of you guys were asking for new tickers, and we're getting some. MDMP, that's a new ticker. VBHI, that's a new ticker. DMAN, that's a new ticker. And all these you can trade on Fidelity, so it's pretty dang cool. SING, this had some news in the middle of the day, I believe. Spiked up a little bit. I think when that volume came in, I made just a little bit on that, just 135 bucks. And, you know, it was kind of nice. It was kind of cool. Just want to keep watching this one. INKW, this had a nice little dip. I think I got in on this dip and then sold on the spike. And then didn't trade it the rest of the day. But, I mean, it did have some range. You just had to be patient on this one. Poor WB got stuck in like a 500,000 share position, so that would suck. Got to be careful. MAXD, this also had some news, I believe. I believe it had some news, or maybe it was just a nice little dip there. BMXC, a couple other stocks I traded today. This one was kind of gross. I made 38 cents on this one. But yeah, that's kind of the main stocks today, guys. That's kind of the main stocks today. So honestly, there's no stock that I'm positive is going to be doing something crazy tomorrow. I think AITX may have had news, but it didn't really do much. Fat Man was just chilling on AITX. So mainly, guys, tomorrow I'm just gonna be looking, you know, for the panic dip buys and the stuff that we always do. If there's any momentum runners that are still running, that's the main thing I'm gonna be looking for. If MDMP is still running, I'll look at that. If VBHI is still running, I'll look at that. Any panic dip buys, again, I'll be looking to buy those. Waiting to see if any news comes out midday. If it does, I'll be calling out in the Discord as always. And that's pretty much it in terms of penny stocks. I did want to talk about FINV real quick. This is one that I actually made $113 in my new account shorting today. So pretty cool. I'm just getting the hang of shorting, getting the techniques down, and working on my patience. But you know, I was shorting in this area and you know covering down here. Just very small size, only 100 shares in my $30,000 account, so I don't want to risk any type of blow up, but it's kind of cool just to get the hang of it because shorting is completely different from going long, and there's a lot of different strategies, and it's just cool to, I guess, be able to do both because if you're a multifaceted trader, you can succeed in any type of market, which is something that's cool when the markets are always evolving. So I'm going to be talking about some of my short strategies more, you know, once I get a little bit better at it. I'm going to be telling you guys what my big broker is, if I like them, and I will continue with them. I'm still undecided at this point, but I'll be doing a tutorial if I can, you know, guarantee that I like them. So should know relatively soon. But yeah, I mean, in terms of shorting, guys, it's kind of just the opposite of dip buying. That's kind of what it is, at least the way I feel like I'm going to trade. So there's people who can be more patient on shorts. But for me, I feel like the easiest shorting strategy is just shorting when you get like 2 or 3 big green candles in a row, trying to catch the top, and then just covering when it dips. It's the same thing. Like if you get 2 or 3 big red candles in a row, just trying to dip buy. It's literally the same thing, just in reverse. And if you don't cut your losses, you have infinite loss potential. So just know that. Also, shorting, you have to have shares available to short. And if there's a really low float stock that makes it more likely to run up thousands or hundreds of % in one day, you're very unlikely to be able to get shares to short, which makes it kind of difficult to find good stocks that are up, you know, 100% in a day to short that actually have shares available to short. So that's why I liked FINV. It actually had shares available to short, you don't always have that, especially on low float stocks, and low float stocks tend to be the most volatile. So I'm still working on these strategies, guys. I will definitely keep you posted, but it's just cool. My 30,000 account is now 30,189. I might, drop under 30,000 tomorrow if I make a stupid short trade, but I'm just trading small for now so I don't blow up, still learning. And this is the same process that I did when I was going long. So if you are not profitable yet, trade small until you get good at it. It's that simple. And yeah, I mean, that's literally it. I'm mad that I did not save my Pi recitation for Pi Day, which is in a couple of days. I really should have done that. I feel like such an idiot, but because of that, I don't have much for you today. So maybe some of you guys can answer, why is a mouse called a mouse? Why not a rat or a groundhog? Right click on your groundhog. I think that'd be cooler. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, let's grow better together.
Bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.